Please take a look at the video on the screen and help celebrate the life of the great man.
He was the type of person that you would just walk into and give him a big hug.
The most important thing that everybody used to know about Uncle Nick was you knew exactly where you stood with this man immediately.
He immediately impressed people as somebody who could get things done in a hurry without a lot of headlines around him.
My Uncle Nick and what he did for me is what really drives me to give back.
When I first met you and Uncle Nick, I couldn't understand one word Uncle Nick was saying. So I immediately thought you were his interpreter.
Everything I ask people to do around here, get involved in and so forth, they say anything for Uncle Nick.
Nick's legacy really is karma and do the right thing and take the high road. I can't stress the word give back.
There was only one Nick.
Young people, neighborhood people, it was a big part of his concern, and it was something that he shared with Alex and said, you've got to make this part of the deal.
You could really sense the power and the strength that he had. The vision was there, and this man was going to make it happen. He was truly a visionary.
He had to have been a visionary to take what was sitting here, which was essentially a vacant parcel of nothing almost, and to turn it into what it is today, required vision.
So, he was a visionary. There's a guy that's a visionary. Nick Mercopoulos is a visionary.
We had a very special relationship working with you and Uncle Nick as you built CineSpace Studios. We continue to have a wonderful partnership, and thanks for making us a part of your success.
To Nick, it was such a privilege for me to meet him, to be part of it at the beginning, where Playboy was building huge sets, to now being part of the Empire, which takes up 7 of these huge stages that you and your family have built.
The ripple effects of Nick having been in our community are going to be felt for generations.
I call him Uncle Nick too. I told him I loved him all the time because he was unbelievable.
Thank you for believing in the people of the west side of Chicago.
Thank you for investing in a community that has not been invested in 50 years.
Uncle Nick, thank you very much for everything you did for me. I'll never forget you. You changed everything for my family. You changed everything for this neighborhood. You saved thousands of people's lives. Your legacy is going to keep saving them. I love you very much, and thank you for everything you did again for our family.
Accepting the award on behalf of Nick is Jackie Mercopoulos. Jackie.
Good evening, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Jacqueline Mercopoulos, and I'm niece of award recipient Nick Mercopoulos. On behalf of myself and my family and my uncle, I wish to thank a Safe Haven Foundation for bestowing this award to my late uncle. It is a true honor to have been asked by my family to accept this award on his behalf. Born in a small hamlet in northern Greece, eldest of 5 boys to the village priest, he learned at a very young age the intrinsic rewards of giving and taking care of others. In my eyes, my uncle truly embodied the meaning of philanthropy. Let me share with you some examples that demonstrate the kind of philanthropist he was. He used to literally drive by shelters in Toronto and pick up people off the street to provide them with work and a chance for a better life. A distraught, homeless single father of 2 today is a very successful landscape contractor. His 6-unit building, where he himself lived, was a short and long-term refuge for many people down on their luck. A struggling musician, today is an accomplished composer and professor of music at the University of Toronto. On a trip back to his homeland of Greece, where he enjoyed most of his summers, 500 kids from a Greek orphanage got to enjoy a Cirque du Soleil performance, not knowing who their benefactor was. And when his nephews here in Chicago were in need, Without hesitation, he adopted Chicago as his new home base and spent the last 3 years of his life setting the foundation for what is now this thriving enterprise of Chicago Cinespace Film Studios. These are just a few examples of his humanitarian gestures, those that we were aware of. Since his passing, there has been an outpouring of testimonials from people and organizations that have been the recipients of his generosity. Indeed, my beloved uncle was a true philanthropist, never seeking limelight or recognition for his deeds. I mean, look now, he's not even here to accept this award. In fact, I'm sensing that he's looking down on us at this very moment, wondering why we're not getting on with the job. He had a big heart, a strong work ethic, was a visionary leader, protective of his family, and a rebel, but would give you the shirt off his back in a heartbeat. No matter what your background, rank, or status, everyone was equal in his eyes. The cornerstone of his legacy is best described by this quote: "You can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, but you teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime." The most recent Cinecare's initiative of job training in film and television for disadvantaged youth in this neighborhood perfectly demonstrates that his legacy lives on. Thank you, Uncle Nick, for your exemplary community leadership. Thank you again to the Safe Haven Foundation for this tremendous honor. And thank you all for your support and for listening to me as I could go on and on speaking of my uncle. May his generous ways inspire us all to continue his legacy by lending a helping hand to those in need. Thank you.
Our next award winner really needs no introduction because he's the reason we're here tonight. The Business Hero of the Year. Alex Picios, president of Cinespace Film Studios. And we also have a little video for you, Alex.
Better than he does.
First meeting Alex, he drove downtown, picked me up in his car, truly dressed like a beach bum.
Why do you have those shorts on? You're walking around in those flip-flops.
I met him when I went down to Cinespace and had a business meeting. I actually wore a suit and tie. I was overdressed. The guy's amazing. He's authentic. He's a real force. He's a real character.
Me and the friends at Chicago PD, we got together to try to help you out with something that only your closest friends will realize that you don't have. Socks. Your hands.
Great guy. His charity stuff that he does is fantastic.
He has a passion for youth, and to particularly bring youth into an industry that they would never have had an opportunity to be in.
Alex has a huge heart. He doesn't like to say no.
It's not often you get to work so closely with somebody who is changing a piece of Chicago.
The ripple effects of what they're doing with the film studio is felt far and wide here in the city of Chicago.
We've created 7,500 jobs and have generated a little north of $4 billion in revenue.
Alex's generosity is something that he leads with. He's constantly giving to people.
They also do all of this charitable work for so many people, and it goes virtually unnoticed.
When I realized that the person that we should be honoring was right in our own backyard, I thought that Alex was that person.
The apprenticeship is something we're very proud of. So I know that no other film studio does this in the whole country.
Congratulations on being honored by Safe Haven for MAP. The apprentice program just come from the interns being given their honors. That's a fantastic idea that you've got behind with Carla and Sheila. I'm very, very proud to be working with you.
And I know the city is proud to be able to point to CineSpace as a great success story.
Alex, I love you. And on behalf of Plumundan children, staff, and families, we love you.
Alex, you're a great guy. You're almost like a brother to us. You're part of the family. So for that, God bless you and congratulations.
We love you too, Alex, and your brothers. We love your family.
Alex, you know that you are a gem and a gift to humanity. You have been a blessing, really, to the entire city of Chicago.
Please welcome to the stage the Business Hero of the Year award winner, Alex Picios.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is great. Thanks, Nellie. First, I want to thank everyone for joining us on this special evening. I first want to thank Nellie and Safe Haven for this honor. The work Nellie and her team are doing for the vets in this state is unsurmountable. She works tirelessly to provide all the support our veterans need after they have given their hearts and souls to protect the freedom of each and every one of us in this room today. Veterans around the world and veterans in the room here, I want to salute you and thank you for protecting all of our families and giving us the freedom to live in the great nation of ours. I'd like to thank Governor Rauner for believing in the film industry and keeping the film incentive alive. You know, by him doing that, he's also letting Uncle Nick's dreams keep growing and growing, and I want to thank Governor Rauner, obviously, for that. It's very important in our film industry, the incentive. We're one of the lucky ones here at CineSpace because we have so many acres here. We not only have one alderman, we have two aldermen on this property. And in our situation, it's an honor because we have Alderman Irvin and Alderman Scott who are here today. And I want to thank these two guys because, I mean, the work that we've done together to help change the community and build a community has been unsurmountable. And it's really exciting because it's just getting more and more every day. And without Alderman Irvin and without Alderman Scott, none of this could have happened either. So I definitely want to thank both of them here today for all the help. I would like to thank my family, my wife Patricia, and my 4 children, Spiros, Georgia, Olympia, and William. You guys give me the strength and courage to work hard every day, and I love you guys very much. I want to thank my brother Dean and his wife Rhonda, and his 3 children, Christopher, Christina, and Elizabeth. I'd like to thank my brother Nick, his wife Chrysanthi, and my brand new nephew Peter. And then, you know, we got 3 Greek brothers and we got an Irish brother named Mark. And I want to thank his wife Bridget and their son Aiden too. I would never have received this honor if it wasn't for the help of my 3 brothers. So definitely please give them a hand because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I'd like to thank my in-laws, William and George Apostolopoulos, for all the support and love they've given me too during this development. And I love you guys very much. Thank you.
almost done with the and I want to thank my family here today from Toronto, my Uncle Steve, my Aunt Carol, and my cousin Jackie, and also my family that could not make it here today, my Uncle Larry, cousins Jim, Crisula, and Michael. The family in Toronto has given us here in Chicago all the love and support and guidance to help grow Uncle Nick's vision and keep it growing. And believe me, without them and their support in Toronto, this definitely would not be where it's at today. So I want to thank them too. You know, Uncle Nick taught me many lessons when it came to becoming a successful businessman. He had certain phrases that will be engraved on my brain forever, such as take the high road or chew your food before you make a decision. That one he said all the time. But the one that resonates the most every day was a simple one. Be humble every day and take it slow. You see, the word humble is a word that best describes Uncle Nick, but also best describes my upbringing. My parents, Spiros and Olympia Picios, who are here today, were the first to teach me humility. We were a family of 5 living in a 2-bedroom apartment on the northwest side of Chicago. My father worked 2 jobs. One as a special education teacher for the city of Chicago Public Schools, and the other as a banquet manager on the weekends. He worked 2 jobs so my mom could stay home and raise 3 boys. My mother was the heart and soul of the family, working hard to take care of her children, but always finding the time to help others who were going through a rough patch in their lives. She gave her time and worked with our local church and always had extra food for anyone who stopped by the apartment. She had an open door policy, and you never knew who was walking through the door any given night. As a kid, I was surrounded by acts of humility by my parents, and that trait stuck with me all my life. Yes, we can talk about the 7,500 film-related jobs and the $4 billion we have generated in revenue for the city and the state since we opened in 2011. But those are just numbers. What's more impressive and what I am most proud of, and I know my uncle would be, is the outreach we have been able to do here in North Lawndale in such a short period of time. The scholarships we have provided for young adults to attend colleges, the apprenticeship program that is giving local high school graduates who are not going to college a chance to get a high-paying job in the film industry, and the partnership with DePaul University, which currently is moving their whole master's program here on the campus at CineSpace. These are real examples of changing a community, growing a community, and bringing a community together. It's all about giving the young adults a chance to succeed in this world. This is how I measure my success as a businessman. It's about being humble and giving from no other place other than your heart. Thank you very much.
Can't believe it. You said 2011 is when this opened up, right? 2011, Alex, amazing. We're grateful to be here tonight, and my only regret about all these shows that are producing here is that none of them are on CBS, because I know they've been terrific. So eventually, one of these days, and I know you have nothing to do with that, so you're off the hook on that. But it's some really good shows that you're producing here, and it's great to have such a large footprint for the city of Chicago and to be able to showcase it in this way. And if it wasn't for Alex and all the CineSpace folks, we wouldn't be able to do it. So big round of applause once again. All right, we're here to acknowledge and honor veterans that have so bravely given their lives in some cases. They have made sacrifices that most of us can't understand. And before we go to a video here, I'd like to ask all the veterans in the room, would you please just stand up and be acknowledged so we can all give you a round of applause. If you served in any branch of the military, currently serving, once served, thank you for your service, and let's check out a little video here of some of the veterans.
I think veterans, more than anyone, have risked themselves and been through experiences that none of us can imagine.
I am a veteran of the United States Air Force.
I found myself at a safe haven because I was fleeing an abusive relationship, and I had nowhere to go. Other than that, I would have been in my car. And I went to the VA, to the homeless program, and they recommended me to a safe haven.
I'm a former U.S. Marine, homeless veteran. I ran upon hard times, so I went to Hines VA, and they referred me here to a safe haven.
I was a homeless veteran when I came here to a safe haven. And I ended up homeless because my significant other passed away in December. You know, I was stuck in a catch-22 of having no income and no resources at all, really.
They deserve a roof over their head, you know, because they so freely were willing to risk their lives for us. Us as Americans in the United States of America, why not give them housing?
America is the greatest country in the world. We became the greatest country in the world because of the men and women who protect our land, our families, our values, and our freedom. We are grateful for all our freedoms because of our veterans' commitment to serving our land and our way of life. As the beneficiaries of that commitment, we should all make a promise to care for our military veterans and their families after they've returned from active duty. They lived up to their promise to defend us, but the question remains, are we living up to ours? Our commitment to our veterans, regretfully, has fallen short. Over 40% of the military veterans who return have no real place to call home. Once discharged, some of those military veterans in some of our largest urban cities make up over 10% of the homeless. Some return with the unseen scars of war and are getting addicted to opioid medications, joining the more than 100 Americans we lose every day to opioid overdose. Some also end up in prison due to their addictions or untreated mental health issues. A Safe Haven Foundation helps over 500 military veterans every year get back on track. A Safe Haven was co-founded in 1994 by a U.S. Army veteran and his wife, who faced challenges of returning to civilian life. Although he made it out on the other side, he realized that too many others weren't so lucky, and there had to be a better way for them to regain the life they fought so hard to come back to. Today, with the support and partnership of the U.S. Veterans Administration, major corporations, and generous individuals and families, a Safe Haven Foundation serves as the most robust and comprehensive military veteran, social and economic development model in the country. A Safe Haven Foundation is organically designed specifically to help our military veterans. Thousands of veterans' lives have transitioned from a time of crisis to long-term stability, with seamless access to their VA benefits, a job, and permanent housing. At a Safe Haven Foundation, everyone is treated individually, so the needs of that person are what determine the services that will be implemented to put them back on track and regain their spirit and dignity. Join us as we serve those who served us by living up to the promise by giving them the honor to enjoy the land they fought for and their rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. United we stand, and may God bless America.
They gave me a place to stay in the Veterans Transition program here. I'm about to move into a 4-bedroom home. Many years of being homeless and being in and out of shelters. Never seen a place like this ever. And I wish they had one in every city because people should know that there is some sincere help.
I'm currently living at a Safe Haven Veterans Suites. The entire building is full with veterans. I am going to school for, well, right now it's 3 associate degrees. Associates in Arts, Engineering Science, and Science.
This was like heaven sent, and they are so resourceful here, and really considerate and nice, and I don't know, I can't say enough good things. You know, they match you with a housing provider in your course of your stay here. They did, and I was able to get an apartment. Every day they help people, every one of us. And I'm so grateful. Thank you.
I can't express my appreciation for all of our supporters, those of you here today and those who support us daily. You know, without you, we couldn't do what we do. And we are blessed. My life has been blessed because people helped me, and I feel if we continue to help each other with a model like ours, we can impact and make change and make things a lot more effective and productive for the people who really provide safety and protect our nation.
Pretty incredible to think that Brian and Nellie started this, 23 years ago, and it's become this. And it's just, you all are both a force of nature, and it's an honor to be with you here tonight because, people talk about, making things better for veterans or for anybody, but when you dedicate your life to it like they have, it's truly remarkable. So thank you both for your incredible efforts. Yes, and you can clap to that. So, in the world of shrinking budgets at the national level and the state level, a place like a safe haven is a real godsend for a lot of people, and it's a net that they might not otherwise have. And it's truly is a blessing for a lot of people who come back from war and they need something more than what they're getting, what the government can provide. And so right now I'd like to welcome up Erica Jeffries, the Director of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs, to talk a little bit more about how a safe haven and her department combine to make a real special outcome for a lot of these veterans.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with all of you. And I'd like to extend congratulations to Alex and Nick as well, the awardees this evening. And since we are in the mood for clapping, I do want to also acknowledge Nellie and Brian Rowland and thank you so much for your lifetime of service and dedication to our veterans. As was mentioned, I am the director of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs, and it's my honor to represent the nearly 700,000 veterans that reside in the state of Illinois. When a veteran returns home, when the homecoming celebration is over, when he or she takes off their uniform, most of us in this room know that there's no guarantee that everything will go back to normal. Unfortunately, for some of our veterans, taking off the uniform doesn't eliminate the horrors of war that linger within. Those wounds that can't be seen, the moral injuries, the post-traumatic stress. This isn't every veteran's story, and I want to emphasize that. Not every veteran has these challenges, but for some, these are very real issues, and they are among the most trying challenges that our veterans are facing. When the burdens of war can become heavy, we know that this is not a new problem. We've seen it in every generation and every era of war. Our Vietnam veterans are by far the largest homeless population, but it affects every era from our World War II veterans to our Operation Enduring Freedom veterans. For 2016, the city of Chicago reported that 10.2% of the homeless population were veterans. That was up from 7% in 2015. But thanks to fantastic organizations like A Safe Haven, we are making a difference. Consistently, A Safe Haven serves on average 500 veterans per year. And I've heard Governor Rauner say it many times that every day should be Veterans Day, and he's right. And A Safe Haven lives that creed. So I'm going to tell you very briefly just why I think A Safe Haven is such an outstanding organization for our veterans. Since 1994, A Safe Haven has offered veteran housing based on individual need, assessment, and eligibility. They provide veterans with access to the appropriate level of housing, which may include anything from full wraparound services, supportive housing, and employment services to independent, permanent supportive housing. The end goal is simple: to achieve successful reintegration into the community, self-sufficiency, and permanent independent housing with pride and purpose restored. Now, obviously, I'm not here to do a commercial, and you can read all of that on their website, but you know they're a fantastic organization already, otherwise you wouldn't be here tonight. But here's what I really love about A Safe Haven. They're innovative. They think outside the box about how they can meet the needs of veterans wherever they are, and that's geographically, mentally, emotionally, or financially. They go to where the veterans are and they provide a tailored approach to meet their needs. And they don't stop there. They're focused on providing a safe and secure living environment for homeless veterans by fostering integrity, respect, and dignity with therapeutic and supportive services. Supportive services that include training for profitable jobs like catering, landscaping, and pest control. A Safe Haven doesn't just give veterans a new lease for a home. They literally give homeless veterans a new lease on their life. A Safe Haven expresses gratitude for our country's bravest men and women by offering a hand up, not a handout, to those struggling after finding their way back home. The reality is, no one ever plans on being homeless. And there's no stereotypical homeless veteran or homeless person for that matter. Many people you see every single day are just one paycheck away from being homeless themselves. Thankfully, there are organizations like A Safe Haven who understand this and are working hard to change our homeless veteran situation. As we return to our homes tonight with our families nice and warm, I know that each of us will remember that too many of those who have guarded the security and freedoms that we hold sacred are not sleeping warm and safe tonight. They should be. So let's think about what else we can do that is really meaningful to make sure that A Safe Haven has everything they need to continue to do their important work. A Safe Haven is truly a best kept secret, and I'm going to do my best to make sure it's not a secret anymore in the state of Illinois. And their work needs to be known and it needs to be well supported. It's my honor to serve our Illinois heroes, and I thank each and every one of you for all that you're doing to support our veterans and their families. May God bless each and every one of you, and God bless the United States. Thanks so much.
Hello, hello. There we go. All right, Erica, thank you for your comments and for talking long enough that I could scarf down most of my steak. That was excellent. All right, I want to invite up a couple of veterans here, Demetra and Adam. If you all would come on up here, we're going to do a little question and answer session with them and talk to them about what the Safe Haven has meant to them. So, Demetra and Adam, if you're in the room, I hope you are. Oh, there they are. Okay. So if you all would be kind enough to come, come on up this way. I'm going to have you guys sit right here. And we're just going to talk. Thanks for being here. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. So let me ask you, Demetra, why don't you let us know, first and foremost, what a safe haven has meant for you. You come back from fighting overseas, and what has it meant to have that great organization?
Well, a safe haven really helped me out in my situation. It gave me a safe place to focus on rebuilding myself and to also focus on completing the goals that I had set for myself.
What about you, Adam? What do you say about what it's meant to you?
Safe haven meant a new lease on life, ability to start over and focus on getting my college degree.
All right, let me ask you all this. Have you ever been to a homeless shelter prior to a safe haven? Either one of you? Never had to deal with that. So as a veteran, what are you most proud of about the service that you gave to this country?
I'm just glad to serve my country. I love this country. And so I've always wanted to join the military, so I'm glad to do that.
My mom and dad served, so I'm just proud to contribute to the family cause and be a part of this great country.
What do you think people, you hear a lot of people sometimes give lip service, sometimes they mean it, certainly a safe haven means it. And they say, oh, we want to help our veterans when they come back from being overseas, from putting their lives on the line for our country. And then a lot of people may not be as motivated to do that. What do people need to understand about the sacrifices that you have made for this country and how you're trying to assimilate back when you've come back stateside?
For some veterans, it can be hard, especially coming from military life to going back into civilian life. And so it can be a struggle.
What do you say, Adam?
Yeah, the transition can be kind of difficult because you have a family environment, then you put into every man for himself environment. It just can be tough sometimes.
So for other veterans that are out there, what kind of advice, what would you say a place like a safe haven has given you and why it's helped you come back from a very difficult time in your life?
Well, I would say if you find yourself in a situation where you are homeless and you need help, a safe haven is a great place to come to.
Safe haven gave me confidence and the ability to focus and start over.
And my last question for both of you, I know the Veterans Affairs, the VA medical centers, those sorts of things, they're stretched very thin, and we hear about that a lot. What does the safe haven do to sort of help give you a net? I said it earlier, it's kind of a net for you when you come back. Explain what that net is and how sometimes maybe you're not getting all the care that you need from your government.
A safe haven provides you with housing, and they also connect you to other organizations that can help you, assist you to get on your feet.
They provide you with support.
That's it. These guys, man, they get right to the point. They don't mess around, right? Demetra and Adam, you guys have been great. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for sharing your comments here today. So, it's that time of night. I know you all came here to eat and drink and have fun and listen to great speeches, but it is also here to it's time to raise some money. So, I figured there's one guy in the room that you possibly can't say no to, and that's Father Faso. He's going to come on up here and do our fund and needs. So remember who's asking for the money, and give generously. Father, if we can get you to come back up here, that would be wonderful. Would you like this microphone? Would you like to roam the audience a little bit? I think you may need it.
Okay. All right. For 20 years I was downtown at St. Peter's Church on Madison and Clark Street. And as a Franciscan, our initials after our name are OFM. It really stands for Order of Friars Minor. But a lot of people thought OFN meant out for money. Well, tonight that's what it means. Out for your money. Now, I had to raise $4 million for St. Peter's, and I did. And I learned to say one of many things, and that is, we've got the money. The good news and bad news of fundraising is, the good news is we've got the money. The bad news is it's still in your pockets. So tonight, at this time, we need to raise some money. Fund the need. Let's call it FTN. Let's hear it, FTN. FTN. Once again, FTN. And what's it stand for? Fund the need. And what are the needs? Well, there they are. All those kitchen things. I don't even know what some of them are, but there's the prices. So, how are we going to do this? Nellie, how do we do this? So just ask for who wants to raise some money.
Let's see what we can do here. All right, so we need kitchen equipment for a new kitchen. $10,000 for a grill, $5,000 for a sink, $15,000 for a fridge, and we're going to start it in descending order. So what I'm going to do is ask you if you will give some money, and then when you're comfortable at a certain level, please raise your bid card. Do you have bid cards out there or just hands? Everybody has a bid card, right? Everybody has bid cards? Young man right there, you have a bid card? Don't worry, your family's done great. Your family's done great. So let's start at $5,000. Can I see some bid cards go up at $5,000 to help raise money for the kitchen equipment? $5,000. Anybody? Thank you very much. 305 has come in at $5,000. Thank you for your generosity. Anybody else want to join her at $5,000 to help raise money for this new kitchen? You can see what it's going to get you. It's very tangible. All right, let's go to $2,500. We want to raise at least $50,000 here for this particular part before we get to the live auction to help raise money for the kitchen. $2,500. Can I see any paddles? Any bid cards go up at $2,500. Anybody want to join in at, we had $5,000, now we need $2,500. Can we get $2,500? Anybody? Left side of the room? Right side? If I'm missing somebody, let me know. Okay, let's go down to $1,000. Can anybody join in at $1,000? We're trying to raise money for this kitchen. We need $1,000. Can I see some bid cards go up? That's wonderful. $440 at $1,000. $449. Sir, would you turn yours around? I can't see that one back there. $416. Oh, there are. Hey, would you hold that up so I can see it? No, I got $449. I just want to make sure you guys are writing all these numbers down because we appreciate it. Now, this side of the room has been very generous. I'm kind of waiting for these guys to jump in. Don't you think so, Father? You want to see some folks over here helping us out?
Yeah, come on, this is my side of the room that I sat in tonight, so come on. So what do we need? We need $1,000. $1,000. Only $1,000. Only. How many numbers do I see? Raise those cards. $1,000. Only $1,000.
If this is still, yeah, you hold on to that one,
okay.
And I'll do it right here so we can both talk. So now we're going to go to $500. It's very reasonable. We're not looking for bargain hunting tonight because this is, for a safe haven. But if $500 is more in line with what you want to spend, $479. Thank you. $479. At $500. Who else is joining in at $500?
Franciscan follower of St. Francis of Assisi. Francis always said, when you greet people, always say, may the peace of the Lord be with you always. So I wish all of you peace. And so let us open our hearts to the presence and blessings of our loving God. Let us pray. O God of us all, source of all love and hope, who created each of us in your own image, so we too can dream dreams and create realities in ever new ways. You are a community of love, father, mother, son, daughter, flowing spirit who makes unity of diversity. And as we pray in Greek, en tu nomatu tu patros, kai tu huiou, kai tu agios peramotos. You whom we address with blessings, for you are chesed, ever-loving kindness. And so we pray in the language of Jesus, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. You, O God, to whom we give all praise, for you are great compassion and great mercy. And so we shout out, Allahu Akbar. We gather here this evening, for we experience that we are all community made to love and serve and help each other. Yes, we are brothers and sisters to each other, for that is what you, O God, call us to be. We ask your blessing on each of us. We who are called to govern and to represent, who are called to serve in the military and serve in the creative arts. We who have jobs and want to have jobs. We who are healers and who want to be healed. Bless us with hearts of compassion and with spirits that soar and from new heights see outrageous possibilities. Lord, that we might see the beauty and giftedness of each person we meet. Bless our time together here this evening. Bless our speakers to motivate us. And continue to anoint Nellie and Brian in their commitment and all who are drawn to make happen the vision you stir in them and so many of us here this evening. Great, seemingly impossible things have happened at a safe haven, and with your guidance and spirit of courage and fortitude, even greater things can happen. Be praised, O strong and gentle God, for all the blessings we have received. Be glorified, O eternal fountain of hope, as you empower each of us to do your holy will and make this troubled, divided world a place of harmony and peace, of shalom and salam, now and forever. Amen. Amen. Well, we can do a better amen than that. Bon appetito.
Thank you, Father. We appreciate that. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you for your time. All right, folks, we have a real treat here. The governor and First Lady Diana Browner have given up their time so generously to St. Haven. And Governor Browner has agreed to do a little question and answer session, which will also require... Okay, here's the deal, guys. We have the program. Right after this, there's going to be a little gap in time where you can eat some salad, have a few drinks, whatever, and enjoy the event. But I would encourage everybody to be respectful of the governor's time and to listen to what he has to say. So please, without further ado, welcome up the governor of Illinois, Governor Bruce Browner. Thank you. We're going to get comfy right here if you guys don't mind. I think everybody would like to know how you got to know Nellie and Brian and how a safe haven came on your radar and why it's important for you to be here tonight.
First of all, let me say good evening to everybody here. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. This is one of the most important organizations anywhere in America. Let's have a round of applause for Nellie and Brian. And most importantly, the true American heroes of our society, the heroes that make America the greatest nation on earth, the beacon of hope and freedom and justice for the world, are our veterans, the men and women of uniform. Let's give a round of applause for them. We're all blessed in life by our family and our friends. We're all blessed. I became friends 25 years ago. Early on, I met Nellie and Brian, just through circumstance. Met them, loved them. These people are passionate, they're dedicated, they're patriotic. I don't know any stronger entrepreneurial talent committed to a vision of making our world, our community, a better place than Nellie and Brian Rowland. They explained to me what they're doing to help veterans who need not only support with home, but also support with addiction treatment, or health services, or mentoring, or coaching, or vocational training assistance. Making a difference so they can turn their lives around and achieve the American dream that they risk their lives to protect for all of us. And when I heard their story and what they wanted to do for veterans, but also for all our citizens, all our residents here in the state of Illinois to create a better future, I said, I'm in. And Diane and I were honored to be able to fit in some of the early financial support to get Safe Haven going early on. And it's been an honor to support it over the years. So, thank you.
You know, a lot of people give lip service to veterans, and I can tell you personally, and I can't remember, it must have been your first year in office. I went on an honor flight with some of the World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. It's a day where these guys get treated like rock stars. If anybody has a loved one who is a World War II veteran, I highly recommend it. They go to all the memorials in Washington, D.C. They get treated like kings, and they deserve every bit of it. And on the way, the best part is, at the end of the evening, you come back, they fly back to Midway. We fly out really early, fly back late at night, and it's like a big pep rally. There are hundreds of people lining the area where they're coming out, and I think it was your first 6 months in office, and there's Governor Rauner. I think you got your Harley jacket on, no fanfare, you don't know any cameras are going to be there, there's no photo op there. He's just there welcoming back all the veterans, World War II veterans who served. So when he says that he's serious about it, I can attest on that one brief moment, because there was no chance to be a hero there. He just showed up and shook hands and thanked them for their service. So what would you say is the biggest challenge, knowing these veterans that are coming back and fighting overseas for our country, and the concern for not getting left behind, not getting forgotten, and what a priority that needs to be, not only in Illinois, but across the United States?
Well, our veterans have risked their lives to create a better future for all of us. We owe it to them to help them realize the American dream. My job, and as we just were talking about, I hope most of you have heard of honor flights, but if you haven't, go online and learn about honor flight. And if you can spare a moment, come to an honor flight. There is no greater moment in America than being with the families, thousands of family members welcoming their loved ones back from an honor trip to fly back to Washington, D.C. to celebrate their service. These are veterans from World War II, from the Korean War, from the Vietnam War. My wife and I have been supporters of honor flights for years, and I miss very few honor flights. I go to honor flights here at Midway Airport, Springfield, Peoria, Quad Cities to celebrate our veterans when they're coming home. Now, as governor, my job is to work for all of you, for all of our veterans, to create a better future. That means economic opportunities, job opportunities for everyone. That means quality health care, especially support services for mental health issues and addiction issues that are behind many of the big challenges that our veterans face and that many of us face in our lives. But also a government that has democracy and that works for all the people of Illinois. And I believe in term limits and redistricting reform so we can actually have democracy that works for the people of our state. And that's what we're going to fight to do every day. And I'm doing it on behalf of all of you and especially all the veterans of Illinois.
So given the challenge of being the state governor, what would you say the biggest challenge in your first term has been thus far? And when you leave office, and I know you're running for re-election, so you hope that's going to be in 5.5 to 6 years, what do you hope your legacy is going to be when you do leave office here in Illinois?
Well, I think most of us are frustrated with Illinois because we have the best people in America. We have the best state of any state in America, but we have a broken system. We got self-dealing in our political system and corruption and cronyism, and our taxes are too high, and our regulations push our jobs out. So we got to change it. Really hard. Change is difficult. It's been very stressful. I eat like a horse, and I've still lost 20 pounds in the job. When I started this job, I was 6'8" and had full head of hair. I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard. We've succeeded on some things and we've failed on some things. We've succeeded. We've gotten historic education reform and education funding that's the best in America. That was a huge issue. We've also transformed our criminal justice system to actually bring justice into our criminal justice system with rehabilitation and addiction and mental health treatment. So rather than just locking people up for a long time, we actually deal with their issues so we don't have recidivism. Our communities are safer, and those folks who made a mistake have a chance to make up for it and actually lead productive lives. So we've done historic criminal justice reform. It makes a huge difference for the people people in the state. We've also changed our healthcare system. We are reforming the way mental health services are provided through our Medicaid program so that we can actually treat mental health proactively early rather than waiting until problems get much more serious later on in life. So we transform things. But two biggest frustrations I have, we need to reform our political system. We need term limits and redistricting reform so we can have competitive general elections and get the corruption out. And most importantly, we need economic opportunity so we can grow more jobs and careers for everyone in the state, especially our veterans. We haven't been able to get those changes done yet, but we're never going to give up. We've never backed down. We're never going to give in. The people of Illinois are awesome. They deserve the best. You deserve the best, and we're going to get big changes for you. So we're on board.
I do want to ask you one question. I don't know if you all have seen the commercial with all the governors from neighboring states, Missouri, Indiana, Wisconsin, saying thank you, Mike Madigan, thank you for the high taxes and everything, thanks for helping all of our states. This is not a political statement I'm making at all, but from a content standpoint, it was very clever. It was when you all agree that this is a great location. And I know, for TVs and movies and that sort of thing, I know it's a great place to be. And here in North Lawndale, what would you say if you had to create a show? What would the show be called, and what would the show be about?
Okay. So, well, first of all, let me do something that's really easy and really important. Let's have one more round of applause for Alex and the team. Nick, congratulations. City State's phenomenal. Let's go entertainment industry in Illinois. More entertainment jobs in Illinois. That gives me a chance to think of an answer. Let me tell you something. You know what I would do? Have you guys heard of the TV show Shark Tank? You ever heard of Shark Tank? So I would have an Illinois Shark Tank, or maybe Illinois Carp Tank or something. We would have and what it would be about is our small business owners coming to talk to financiers about growing their companies. And that's our African American entrepreneurs, our Latino entrepreneurs, our high-tech entrepreneurs, growing, helping our small businesses become bigger businesses, helping our entertainment entrepreneurs build bigger businesses, and talk to the financiers. And I would shut that show on every week. Illinois Shark Tank, grow our economy, grow our companies, bring the University of Illinois here to expand the campus for more high-tech entrepreneurs, get the financing available for our young entertainment entrepreneurs, build our economy. #1 show here in the state of Illinois. That'd be my show.
We're going to start shooting and looking for business owners starting next week. Okay. Actually, that's a great idea. Let's give the governor another big round of applause. He has a very busy schedule, and it's very nice of him to share his time with us.
God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you for supporting Safe Haven, one of the great organizations.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Ms. Round. We appreciate you all being here. All right, I know everybody would like to have a little something to eat if you haven't finished your salad yet, so continue to do that. We're going to reconvene here in just a couple of minutes and continue our program. And thank you for supporting the Safe Haven, and thank you for being here tonight.
We go 387. 387. $500 over
Thank
here.
you for your generosity.
Thank you.
$500 for the
Here's one.
kitchen equipment. $389. 414, 389, I believe was that number. Yes, thank you very much.
Here's
Thanks
another
for your
one.
generosity.
334. 334. Wonderful.
454 at $500. Anybody else want to join in at $500?
Only 500.
$10,000 for 510 at 10,000. From Cermak French Market, is that what she said? 510 at $10,000. That's going to help out a lot. And that is very generous. And believe me, we're at 500, but if anybody else wants to jump up to $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, we'll go back. We'll go back. We'll allow it. $10,000 right there. Thank you very much. Who else is in at $500? $500. All right, $250. I should start seeing some more bid cards go up. $250.
Here's one. 327. 327.
$399.
And $399.
406. 310. I know you're all writing these down. 353. Thank you for your generosity. Guys, 333 over in the corner. Thank you very much, sir. I know we have some silent auction items people are taking a look at too. 470 at $250. Anybody else on this side of the room that wants to play? $250. Our last level of giving. This is your last chance to help fund this kitchen. $100. $100. That's pretty reasonable. I would hope you would agree. $368 at $100. $346 at $100.
And here I have one. 326 is giving $15,000.
326 at $15,000.
God bless you. Efkaristo. Thank you.
That is very kind of you.
Gracias.
All right.
Arigato.
We're going with 100 here. 369 at 100.
369.
Who else is going to? 360.
360.
Who else wants to play at $100? $100. It's not outside of your budget, perhaps. Maybe it is. $100. Anybody else? 407 at $100. 372 at $100. Who else is going to play at $100? I see 338, I believe. And yes, $100.
Here's some. 433. 433. Thank you.
Anybody else in at $100? Scanning the room. $100. We got 507 and 306 at $100. Last chance to help with fund a need, to help build this kitchen. The 15,000 and the 10 will help. The 5 will help. They're all going to help. But we appreciate your generosity. And Father, would you like to have a last word on this?
Thank you very much. I told you we've got the money. Now it's out of your pockets. All the wonderful help we're going to do for a safe haven. God bless you all. Efkaristo.
Thank you, Father. All right, folks, here we go. We have entertainment coming your way in just a moment. Leroyce is coming on up here, but right now we have a few live auction items that I know you're going to want to jump in on, and they're pretty good. So let's pop it up there on the screen. I'm not sure which one's first. How about a luxurious Caribbean or Mexico 7-day cruise for 2 on the Holland America, donated by Holland America? We're going to start the bidding at $900. If you would like to do this for an entire week, cruise for 2, put up your bid card, please. $900. I got $900. Can I get it? Can I see a bid card? Some of this will require. Where are we at here? 411 at $900. Let's jump up by 200. Let's go to 1100. I got 900 here. I need 1100. I have 900 over there. I need 1100. I have 900, 1100. Thank you very much. I want to go to 1300. I got 1100 here. I need 13. I have $1,100 for the Holland American cruise for 2 for a week. I need 13. 13 right there. Thank you. 356. I have 13 here. I need 15. I have $1,300. I need $1,500. $1,300 right here. You're going to be on a cruise for a week.